What a game that we got to watch last night with the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. A crazy comeback by the Buffalo Bills and what looked like was going to go towards the Ravens. But hey, what went wrong for the Baltimore Ravens to give up that game? We're going to talk about it. And big problems ahead for the Detroit Lions and that offense. We got to talk about that and some of my overreactions after a couple games on Sunday. And hey, y'all know we're going to talk about it and break it all down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on a daily episode. So if you're tuned in and excited to talk football, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We keeping this thing rolling as the season continues on. Later today, we got the Bears versus the Vikings. Very interesting stuff. But let's talk about last night in the game to where we seen the Baltimore Ravens appear like they was going to close the deal. The Buffalo Bills said, nah, hold my bill. And came back and won that game with a game-winning field goal to close out the game 41-40 in an exciting game on the first Sunday night of the NFL season. You seen Josh Allen go out there and look like the MVP and pretty much just put the team on his back, including a number of other players, and they all just stepped up and they really went out there and just took this game. You had guys like Keon Coleman step up. You had a rookie tight end and Hayes step up. You had the defense step up and cause a fumble versus the Baltimore Ravens that pretty much changed the game. And all my football fans know once a team grabs momentum, it's hard to get it back. It's hard to take it back. But with a team like the Baltimore Ravens and all the expectations that has been placed on that team, you understand, like, bro, somebody was supposed to step up. And I'm not even going to lie to you, but what went wrong with these Baltimore Ravens? First and foremost, man, Derrick Henry, you can't fumble that ball, bro. Derrick Henry, you cannot fumble that ball. And then when we talk about that play right there, it kind of erased everything we seen Derrick Henry do up until that point because it was such a gut punching turnover that turned the entire game. So a couple things that went wrong in my mind is Lamar Jackson only passed 19 times in this game for 209 yards. Okay, you give him some for that, and you know he was a rusher on the ground for 70 yards. But once you came to the realization as the Ravens and seeing that our defense can't stop nobody. Our defense can't stop Josh Allen. He out there going crazy right now. You had to take a chance, man. You had to take a chance on fourth down. They elected to punt the ball when you knew that your defense couldn't stop anybody. That was an issue for me. I understand y'all lean heavy into the run game to where Derrick Henry put up 169 yards plus Lamar Jackson 70, bro. That's over 200 yards on the ground. 200 yards in the air by Lamar Jackson. And you still come out and ultimately lose this game because it seemed like everybody froze the up. It seemed like everybody froze up once the tide started to turn. So what could go wrong went wrong. And it seemed like the Baltimore Ravens, when they get into these big time games, they always seem to freeze up. They do a bunch of bonehead stuff. Like I remember a couple times in the playoffs, we seen Zay Flowers fumble near the goal line. In a big time game you seen last year, Mark Andrews drop the potential game time catch versus the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs, and now you face the Buffalo Bills with a chance to get a little bit of get back, not the the full thing because different circumstances. It's only week one, so we can't overreact too much. But Baltimore Ravens, y'all got to get it right. And what went wrong for me is the defense. You defense, what we doing? The defensive line is supposed to be one of the better parts of this group. They couldn't really do much for Josh Allen. The defensive backfield with Kyle Hamilton, you pick up Malachi Starks, and then you got all the other players, Awuzie, and all these other fellas, and they couldn't get it done. Jair Alexander, a vet in this game, one of those pieces that came over here to help the Baltimore Ravens, he causing bonehead penalties. You just can't do things like that, especially if you want to win a game versus a team like the Buffalo Bills. Will the same thing happen if you go up against the Eagles? You can't do that. What about the Chiefs? You can't do that. What about the Bengals in your own division? You cannot do that if you are the Baltimore Ravens. One crazy thing that I seen that I just want to talk about when it comes to this game. It was released by CBS Sports after the game, and the score was 34-19 with 12:51 left. Then the fumble happens with 11:42. The Buffalo Bills close the gap to 34-25. Then with 3:56 left, Baltimore 40. The Buffalo Bills still add 25. Then they go out and score and get now the game and the gap is close to 40-32. And with 1 minute left, the Baltimore Ravens had a 2-point lead over the Buffalo Bills and ultimately lost this game. That is sad, bro. That is sad. Again, it's only week 1, so the Baltimore Ravens could very well come back, do what they need to do to handle their business, and you know what I'm saying, still put on. This is probably what they needed right now. Some people think fat meat ain't greasy. Some people think it ain't greasy, but it's very, very greasy. You know what I'm saying? And that's to my old heads right there. We showing love to the old heads. Some people think fat meat ain't greasy, gang. Some people think fat meat ain't greasy. It's a pig pork. You already know pig pork. So the Baltimore Ravens, they probably smelled themselves a little bit. And you got to understand that these games, you have to close the deal. This ain't, look, a lot of the times, we even see it in other leagues now, even in the NBA. If a team is up by 15 points, the way that the league now is with teams, the way that they can shoot the three, the game is not over until it's over. Until the what? Fat lady sings. So the game not over until the big lady sings. That's it. That's it. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens probably needed. And Coach Harbaugh, hey, bro, what's up with the defense? What's up with the defense? You had the game. You had the game. What happened? So it's probably what the Ravens needed, but hey, we're going to keep on chugging along. Again, it's only week 1, but this is a loss that the Baltimore Ravens absolutely needed to understand. Yo, boo-boo don't smell like roses, baby. Come on now. Come on now. They got to get it together. But hey, y'all let me know your thoughts below about that game last night with the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. It was a crazy good game for sure. Now, let's talk about Detroit. The Detroit Lions, bro, I'm not even mad at the Detroit Lions for, you know what I'm saying, trying to promote within in-house, you know what I'm saying, to give their guys that's been around the system. They claimed that they had the foresight that they were going to be losing their coordinators, and they wanted to promote within. Hey, I'm not even going to hold you. Sometimes that don't work. Sometimes that don't work. John Morton, that offense, not even going to lie to you. John Morton in the Detroit Lions offense, y'all look stuck in mud. It looked like y'all had stuck in mud with no traction, bro. That offense, I haven't seen the Detroit Lions offense look that putrid in a very long time. Not even going to lie to you. Even in the playoff loss last season to the Washington Commanders, they still put up 500 yards. You mean to tell me with the pretty much the same personnel, pretty much, that you gonna only eclipse 240 total yards? What are we doing? What are we doing? Jared Goff, it seems like it was a decent day at the office. 31-39, 225 yards, but a costly interception. But the game was probably over before it even got started. At least in the after the first 2 drives, everything was just like, yeah, these guys don't look the same. The way that it flowed, I said on the post game after this game, because it was the midday game, and we be going over and doing post games for the midday game, and then come back on today, like Monday, and follow up with the Sunday night game. Bro, yeah, everything looked hard for the Detroit Lions. And my thing is, If you know that the Green Bay Packers are going to come in with all this excitement at home, play tough defense, and have Micah Parsons now a part of the squad, how can you not try to set the tone in the run game with David Montgomery? Now, if we look at the box score, some people are going to say, hey, David Montgomery had more carries than Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, he did ultimately, but you start the game off trying to let Jahmyr Gibbs beat a thumper. No, you need to start the game off with David Montgomery being the heavy hitter to soften that defense. Everybody that has played football knows that you get worn down a lot quicker tackling the guy that's hard to bring down than tackling the guy that might go more than likely is going to go down with the first hit. Everybody knows that. So I think that was one of the first mistakes that they made. The second mistake that the Detroit Lions made was the lack of creativity. Ben Johnson used to scheme a bunch of things open for guys and understood that when it was time to adjust, hey, we got to try something different. Let's move on. Let's move this way. And I understand that the Lions came out of halftime and tried to adjust and say, all right, David Montgomery, we're going to give you a couple rushes. But guess what? The momentum that we talked about throughout this video is hard to grab back once you already let it go, especially at home with them fans going crazy in Green Bay, especially with that. And then the defense, bro. And then the defense. I don't understand for the life of me why defensive coordinators drop their best pass rushers in coverage. What sense does it make for you as the defensive coordinator to say, hey, Aiden Hutchinson, go back and play zone defense? No, you want your best pass rusher to rush the passer. No, can we stop this? Like, some guys just try to outsmart themselves. I understand that y'all want to try to do something creative, do something differently, and throw the quarterback off. But no, the best pass rusher on the field for that team, the Detroit Lions, is Aiden Hutchinson. You want him rushing the passer, not playing zone coverage, bro. What are we doing? Again, it's only week 1, so we cannot overreact to everything. But early signs, sometimes those things still linger around. You know what I'm saying? Perfume can't cover up this type of funk because that offense looked, I'm just saying. The offense look a little mid. Now, he can very well bounce back in John Morton, but at the same time, it looked like it stank, bro. I'm not even going to hold you. It looked like it stank over there in Detroit. And y'all need to get y'all stuff together because y'all got too many good skill position players over there to not generate more than 13 points. And if we're keeping it real, the touchdown to get y'all to 13 was in garbage time. So pretty much y'all only put up 6 points. When was the last time we remember Ben Johnson and the Lions offense putting up 6 points? That's crazy. I understand that the Detroit Lions suffer losses in the interior, in parts of their interior alignment, but there are a number of teams that have their issues all around the league. And good offensive coordinators are going to scheme things for the players that they have. Detroit, get it together or y'all got a problem on y'all hands. Now, before we get up out of here, I want to go with some overreactions. Take it how you want it. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama. I think that some of them can be a lot fair. I ain't even going to hold you. But here's some of my overreactions after a full slate of games on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. First one up, Detroit, you might be in trouble, buddy. I don't have the Detroit Lions winning the division with them looking like that. Just an early prediction. Number 2, the Miami Dolphins. Go ahead and rebuild, bro. Just go ahead and rebuild. Y'all let the Indianapolis Colts dog walk y'all. This comes after an offseason. Y'all talking about the Chicago Bears as being too physical at practice and doing things like tackling and what they're supposed to do, right? Okay, we'll keep it pushing though. But it's time for the Dolphins to rebuild. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs offense needs to find solutions fast. And what my man T.I. say? Expeditiously. The running backs look like they don't have any juice, no explosion. Your wide receiver group is lacking. You need another tight end to help out Travis Kelce as well. You better get your stuff in order or you ain't going to be returning to that Super Bowl. I'm going to let you know right now. That's Kansas City Chiefs. And my last one, the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to be a problem in the NFC. Just mark it down. That offense is going to be a problem in the NFC. We know Mike Evans, we know Chris Godwin, but the X factor for me for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka. He's a monster. Come on now. Y'all seen him yesterday. Y'all seen him. But hey, those are some of my overreactions. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about those and drop some in the comments for yourself. Let's have a little fun. Fuck it. Come on now. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL, baby. Hey, it was a good games. We had a lot of fun talking about it, and more football on the way tonight. Got the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings, so y'all make sure y'all stay in tune for that one as well. It's going down, baby. It's going down. But in the meantime, in between time, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for your boy. And y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one, for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks